I thought I'd do something a little different in this video today. I've been getting a lot of questions about Electro-Voice speakers. Sometimes people are asking about the Evolve 30M versus the Evolve 50, or maybe the EKX series versus the ETX series. So in this video, without getting into a lot of technical specs, I thought I'd talk about how I use each one of these series of speakers, because they do have different applications. And remember, these are from my sound objectives and my opinion on them. Yours may differ, your experience may be different, but here's how I use them. Here's where I think they work well. Here's where I don't think they work well. Let's get started with the Evolve 30M. This is a very lightweight speaker system, the lightest of all the speakers we're going to be talking about today. For me, that's fantastic because I'm a one-armed guy. Setup is very easy. And for anything under 100 people, this is a really nice speaker system. It's going to work fine. It's not going to blow anybody's head off, but they're going to hear it just fine. And I'd say it works well for up to 150 plus people. Some people think it's not big enough for that, but you know, I've done it for larger crowds than that, and it's worked just fine. In fact, I used it all summer at the 3 weddings I did, and no problem. Next up, the Evolve 50. A little bigger than the 30M. I think this one works very well for crowds under 100 people. And when I say crowds under 100, that could be 30 people, 50 people, 75, just fine. All the way up to 250 plus. Some people don't think you can go over 200 with these. I've done it at corporate events, no problem. Another way I've used these speakers is at those elementary school dances. Not the big high school dances, but the elementary school ones, where you just need to fill the room with sound. You're not trying to blow anybody's head off. They work just fine for that application, for me. Next up, the EKX series. You can either get 12-inch tops or 15-inch tops, or 15-inch subs or 18-inch subs on these. I've got the 12 tops and the 15 bottoms. This is the most versatile speaker system. It weighs a lot more than, let's say, the Evolve 30M or the Evolve 50. I think it's comfortable with crowds under 100 people. And you could use it for crowds from 100 all the way up to, I don't know, 500 people plus, believe it or not. In fact, I've ran up to 800 kids with this system, which I totally don't recommend you do, but I've done it and it's worked. And no one has ever said to me, hey, that wasn't loud enough. It was fine. I was pushing it really hard though. Now that brings us to the ETX, which by the way has, I would say, the same sound quality as the EKX at low volumes. But once you get into those medium to higher volumes, the ETX just blows it away as far as SPL levels go. This is an aggressive speaker. I would not use this speaker for anything less than 300 people. In fact, it's going to be aggressive at 300 people. However, I would use it for crowds up to 1,200 plus people. It's going to fill the room. It's going to be plenty of sound. Ben Stowe at NLFX calls this weapons grade. I know people who have bought ETX speakers because they were so impressed with the specs, but they found that they hardly ever brought them out because it was just too much sound. Now, I don't own an ETX system. The one I used to use, the guy who owned it sold it because he just never used it. And I don't need it a lot, but when I need it, it's fantastic. Should I buy one? I don't know. It might make more sense for me to rent one when I need it because I just don't need it that often for the types of events that I do. But when I do need it, oh my gosh, that speaker does not disappoint when you're doing those large events. I did a field house of 1,200 plus kids, and it wasn't even clipping. The thing is just outrageously capable in that regard. So anyway, there's a breakdown of some of the Electro-Voice speakers that I'm familiar with, that I've used. That's how I use them. That's how I think about them. You may have different sound objectives. You may have different opinions on these. And feel free to let us know what those are in the comment section below. That's it for now. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you and your comments and your subscriptions and your likes. And you can ring the bell for notifications and all that kind of fun stuff that I hate talking about, but I kind of have to because that's just kind of how the world of YouTube works now. But yeah, I do appreciate you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Practice and enjoy.